Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Tina from TinaHeals.com, and this video is the Astro Tarot guidance from Tina Heals for the last month of 2019, which is December. So I will give you a slight thematic of the astrology, and then we will move into each signs. So the interesting thing this month is that tomorrow Jupiter changes signs. And last week we've had on the 26th Neptune change sign. Neptune go stationary direct, not change signs, go stationary direct. Okay, Neptune has been retrograde since April. So this changes the whole dynamics. Neptune is the planet of imagination. So when direct, we understand all the psychic messages that we've been getting when Neptune was retrograde. Neptune is a higher a vibration of Venus. It's about spiritual love. So as Neptune started going direct, a lot of things, a lot of fogs may have been lifted. But obviously, if you have a difficult placement with Neptune, or if you have a difficult transit that's hitting you, then this could appear to be a more nebulous time, a more difficult time. Jupiter was home after 12 years in Sagittarius, and from 2018, and now it is ready to move on to Capricorn. Capricorn, Jupiter is not in a very good position because Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, the polarity of Capricorn. So Jupiter is about justice, truth, higher wisdom, philosophy, okay, travel, foreign lands, foreign cultures. So Jupiter is a very expansive energy, and wherever it moves it always expands. And whenever Jupiter changes signs, Jupiter leaves you a blessing. Whether you can see it or not, it is entirely up to you, but in whatever house Jupiter is transiting through in your natal chart, you will receive a blessing. For me, it was my 4th house of family foundations, and I did receive a blessing. Alright, so it's very important to understand which house Jupiter was in and is moving into. So now Jupiter will be in Capricorn, which is Earth, so will be sitting right close to Pluto and Saturn and the South Node. So this is called a stellium, when we have 3, 4 or more planets in one sign. So this is very heavy Capricornian energy, Saturn's domain, and Saturn and Pluto are ready to meet, okay, after a long time in the sign of Capricorn. And it is Saturn's rulership. And Pluto in this sign has been demolishing all the structures that Saturn has set up. Okay, if you see, the world is going through a tremendous change. Okay, these are generational changes. The outer planets, the personal planets, Saturn, Mars. The teachers are Saturn, Jupiter and Saturn. And then we have the outer planets, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, which their cycles are so big that humanity, that if we don't live through the entire cycle, and only once a planet has orbited around the sun and returned to its natal position, only then do we understand the true lesson that that archetype is trying to teach us. So with Uranus, it's 84 years, so yes, there is a possibility of having a Uranus return. But what about Neptune? It's 165 years. Pluto, 224 years. These are generational. These movements are so vast in linear time progression that human beings don't live long enough to experience the whole archetype, you know. They don't experience it. So that's something to wonder, because Neptune again was not discovered by empirical observation. It was intuited. Okay, like just by calculations, just by other peripheral observation. Neptune was intuited. Spirit led us to Neptune. So you see how archetypes play out. It's crazy. Okay, then we've got this eclipse, 26 December in Cappy, and this is again the eclipse wormhole, which the energies will linger on for 6 months. So I'll be talking in great detail about that, of course, make a separate video on how we are preparing to move into this Capricornian saga of mastering the 3D world, which Pluto and Saturn are teaching us. So deep, so profound. Because Saturn is still superficial, but Pluto is deep. Saturn, you're afraid of losing maybe a post, maybe your money, or maybe you get incarcerated. But with Pluto, the situation is atomic. You're decimated. You are afraid that there will be no you. That is Pluto. And then ultimately regeneration occurs. Not like zombies. You are the phoenix then. You're not okay, I'm the undead and I come back and I'm a zombie. No. Pluto doesn't make you a zombie. Pluto awakens you to the true potential that is within you. Okay, so it's very important to understand the house Pluto rules in your natal chart, and also to find out, of course, where Pluto is situated, what aspects it is making. Like we have a Pluto to Pluto square sometime at 42 years. So people with Pluto in Libra are now facing the Pluto and Capricorn square. So this is natal Pluto square, transiting Pluto square, natal Pluto. Very deep and profound changes. Okay, this is the time when everything about your values change, your life changes. Okay. Then we've got Mercury and we've got Mars and Scorpio. And believe me, Mars and Scorpio is such a powerful transit, such a strong position that I have felt amazing this Mars and Scorpio transit. Full of vitality, full of, energy to do my yoga every day, not slack off on that. That's been really amazing. So this Jupiter changing signs is a big deal, big deal. I'm moving in to create the stellium in Capricorn, big deal. Heralding the era. Venus actually did. Venus moved into Capricorn a few days ago. So we've had this Capricornian energy bursting forth. Don't forget the soul ruler of Capricorn is Saturn as well as exoteric ruler. So this is Saturn's domain. Now let us start with the 12 signs. So this is Aries. Aries, you're at 7:58. So if you are Aries, then your reading starts 7:58. Now let's see. So you've got this Jupiter moving signs. Okay, for you, Jupiter was in the 9th house. So foreigners were emphasized, higher education, maybe travel, maybe change of your philosophy happened or it expanded. Now it's moving into your 10th house, Aries, giving you tremendous impetus to shine in the limelight, to show people what you're made of, okay, to display your work ethics. The 10th house is how you shine, how you will be recognized. Okay, so Jupiter moving into your 10th house is huge for your career and profession. Okay, and again in the 10th house you'll have the eclipse, so changes in your professional life and the way you are perceived. Chiron in your sign is really dredging up a lot. For those of you with Chiron in Aries and having a Chiron return, all my loving blessings. Use the poor sweetheart technique if you really need to work with. Check out my Venus in Virgo video, which is where I explain the poor sweetheart technique. It's very effective. So let's see, Aries. Interesting. All 9th, 10th house, very career related stuff. Neptune went direct in your 12th house, so dreams from your ancestors will pop up. Oh wow, we've got the Ten of Pentacles. So whatever it is, we're just talking about your finances and your 10th house, social recognition, money. It's coming to you, living the life you want, investing in the correct businesses, getting the returns you want, living the life you want, traveling, and all of that. You will be seeing now, Aries. Okay. Now let us see what the Oracle cards have to say. This is your first card. And we've got autumnal equinox release. So you will probably be releasing a lot before you can move on to fully embrace this abundance. But it's coming your way. Believe me, Aries. I've been telling you for a bit now that let Jupiter move into your 10th house. Watch what happens. Take my words. Watch what happens. In the romance department, we've got healing family issues. That could be stopping you from having a relationship, or even stopping a relationship that you want to pursue because of family issues, okay? And it's not absolutely out of tune, because after all, you have Chiron in there. And that's not an easy energy to deal with. And Chiron sextile Uranus, which is one sign next to you. It's semi-sextile, it's a difficult aspect. All right, Taurus. So let's see what we have for you, Taurus. Okay, 8 of Pentacles. Working hard. Could be an apprenticeship, but it's going to take you places. Don't get disheartened, because a lot of changes are happening for you. Of course, you do realize that. Now, your 8th house is Sagittarius, where Jupiter was sitting all this while, Taurus. And now it's finally moved on to your 9th house. So there's going to be some inheritance that comes your way. If you've been working really hard, you're going to get some money. Okay, and Chiron also is in your 12th house. It could be some ancestral money that comes to you ultimately. Taurus is about building, the archetype of the builder. And look what you're doing here. You're building. 8 is infinity vertical. So you have the possibility of making something very substantial with the career idea or the project idea that you have, or maybe a particular new creative venture, something financial that you want to get into, banking, or anything Venus related, money, beauty products. You're going to do very well, Taurus. Okay, now let's see what the Oracle says for you. See, activation, as I told you, because now ultimately Jupiter is moving into your 9th house, and this could mean travel, Taurus. Even if you do not like it, you do not want it, travel. And Uranus is in your sign, touching your ascendant or your moon, and really things have changed. The same stable Taurian stability is up for questioning. It doesn't exist for you anymore. Okay, it's erratic, and this activation, it will be powerful, so you could feel unnerved by it, but ultimately, believe me, Taurus, you are on a very, very elevated path with Uranus coming into your sign after 80 odd years. Chemistry, that 8th house is also the house of sex, taboo, and then of course Jupiter moving out of there. There could be sizzling chemistry with someone, and tons of stuff happened for you, because the galactic center is also your 8th house. So yeah, powerful, sublime, Taurus. Okay, and now we move on to Gemini. We've got the Gemini full moon in your sign on the 12th of the 12th, which is this in a few days. Today is the 1st. So Jupiter Gemini goes direct. I mean, changes sign. Neptune went direct, but Jupiter changes sign. And Sagittarius was your 7th house. So it leaves your 7th house of relationship and moves into your 8th house of tax, inheritance, debt, sex. So you will definitely be expanding in all those areas. Okay, maybe clearing off debt, maybe getting that extra money to clear off, or maybe getting some inheritance. Okay, Gemini, it's very possible. This new moon with the moon in Gemini, with the full moon in Gemini, will illuminate something about the next 6 months for you. All right, and so Jupiter is moving into your 8th house, remember that, and you've got Saturn in your 8th house, you've got Pluto, and you've got Venus, you've got Ceres in the 8th house, and in your 6th house of Scorpio, you've got all this powerful energy of Mars and Mercury now fully going direct. All the planets are moving quickly except Uranus. All the planets are moving very quickly and direct. So this is a very powerful time for you in your 6th house, 7th house, 8th house, Gemini, and look at secret meaning, secret hidden stuff coming to the forefront. 8th house is all things you keep hidden from the dredges of your unconscious, Gemini. Beautiful time for this new moon, and you've just had the Sag new moon in your partnership sign. So if you've made if you work with lunar magic and you made the intention, you can manifest someone very powerful, because 7th house new moon, superbly powerful. So all right, Gemini, what do we have for you? Your ruler is Mercury in Scorpio in your 6th house, by the way. Stuff is moving, stuff is going. Gemini. Taurus, this is a card of Taurus. Hierophant is a system of knowledge, or someone who guides you about a particular issue. Could be a legal issue, but this is actually the Pope. So if this could also be you making use of some ancestral knowledge and doing something really productive, because Taurus is your 12th house, Gemini, and you have Uranus and Taurus bringing in tremendous amounts of epiphany for you. Okay, change, diabolical change, but this is like you will learn something now. Okay, 5, the number 5, keep that in mind. Let's see what the oracle says for you, Gemini. Again, release. So you have to release something. Maybe someone's going to come across and guide you on what you need to release to calm. The Gemini is the breath. Gemini is everything, the extremities. Gemini rules the extremities. Okay, so if you've got carpal tunnel syndrome, or if you've got any problems with your the extremities, you can get some guidance. Oftentimes this brings about guidance. It's something you may need to release. Maybe the way you're sitting, and we've already had the autumnal equinox, which has been in the sign of Libra, Gemini, in your fellow air sign, so your 5th house. So that was quite interesting. But okay, let's move on to your relationship. Read, Gemini, before I move on. So this month looks interesting. Keep an open mind about what you expect from your partner. Have an open discussion, okay? It's very important. Sometimes you're so distracted, Gemini, you don't want to have the conversations. Okay, now moving on to Cancer. The 4th sign of the zodiac, ruled by Moon. Your card is the Moon card. And let's discuss the astrology. What's happening? Jupiter's changed signs, right? So Cancer, Jupiter was for you in a sticky situation, because Cancer is water and Sagittarius is fire. So these two elements don't go well together, and this is cardinal and that is mutable. So Scorpio is your 5th house, of course, we know that. So Mercury and Mars are in your 5th house, Cancer, giving you the impetus to grow in the relationship, romance department, twin flame, soulmate stuff. Very libidinal with Mars there. You're not afraid to communicate, because Mercury is also in Scorpio, whichever house, however it's dredging it up for you, as I said. It's your 5th house of romance, my sweets. And Neptune's gone direct in your 11th house, so some romance through the internet could be very powerful. Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. So, Neptune, Venus is in your 7th house, and Neptune's in your 11th house. So, and Mars is in your 5th house. Speaks to romance, Cancer, twin flame, soulmates, and all that stuff. Okay, now your polarity is Capricorn, where we'll have the eclipse, of course, and of course in your 12th house Gemini, we have the upcoming full moon on 12/12. So this brings about ancestral issues, incarceration related issues. If someone's been in jail, if they're going to come out, information will come to light. Someone you know has been to jail, or if you have any legal issues, there could be some clarity around that. If you are, an emotional eater, then I think it would be a very good time to plan something fresh, because you're going to have the Cancer lunation soon. So we're going to, move into that time frame. So let's see what the Tarot has for you. Jupiter going into your 7th house from your 6th house. I mean, I see this as a tremendous blessing, Cancer. I don't know what you're going to manifest in the love and relationship department. I think it'll be solid and very karmic for sure, because Saturn's also there in your polarity. So marriages can break and new marriages can happen. So let's see. Wow, 3 of Wands. So you're waiting for your ships to come in. 3s are always about creativity. 3s are about creative exchanges, ideas. The Trinity, mind, spirit, body. Okay, the Holy Trinity. Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar. So 3s are very precious. We can build with 3s. Okay, creativity, creative expression. 3 of Wands can also be about love. You're waiting for that love to come in, and look at that, you're waiting. So if you got someone in mind, I think that person can very well, that person's also thinking about you, and he or she can make the move and be there with you. It's precious with Mars in Scorpio, which is your 5th house, and Sagittarius being your 6th house. That Jupiter leaves, moving into Capricorn, your 7th house. Cancer, stuff is gonna be intense with relationships. So let's see what we have with that. Purification, superb cards to sit together. A purification process you may have embarked on, and you feel like you're ready and you're waiting for this relationship, this beautiful, could be online, Neptune going direct over there. Could be, okay? So, let's see what the Romance Oracle has to say, if it says anything at all about that. Have heart-to-heart conversations. It's not a big deal for you. You love heart-to-heart conversations, but if you're dealing with an Aries or a Libra or a Gemini, then you may need to just sit them down and have that open heart-to-heart conversation, okay? Otherwise, it can get complicated. Alright, now moving on to the astrological sign of Leo, ruled by the Sun, the 5th house, ruler of the 5th house. What can we expect with you? Things have been gritty in the 6th house, Leo, with Saturn and Pluto and Capricorn, bringing in that break, changing your work regime, making you aware of all the pains and problems you have in your physical body. Okay, the diet, the food you put in your mouth. 6th house, also hidden enemies which may have surfaced. You could make peace with them at this time, of course. So Leo, Leo, so much is going on for you. Sag is your 5th house, by the way, and Jupiter just left your 5th house of romance and has now moved into your 6th house of Capricorn, and will probably give you a gift when it comes to 5th house related. 5th house, children, adventure, romance. So whatever works, whatever you're looking at, you will get a blessing, okay? If you've not already got it, I got my blessing, and more on the way, but I'm sure you've got your blessing too, right, Leo? Now, with Jupiter being your 5th house and Capricorn being your 6th house, and the stellium in Capricorn, it's going to be quite difficult to keep health, okay? Because so many planets in your 6th house can inflate health issues, can exaggerate health issues. Okay, so keep your health in check, Leo. Okay, is something I want to say. Now, in your fourth house of family, which is Scorpio, you have Mars and you have Mercury. Have those conversations with your family. Have that conversation with your spouse and engage in libidinal exchange, because Mars in your fourth house is a great time to procreate, have a kid if that's what you want. A great time for fertility, of course, if you have a well-placed Mars, or if you work with the remedies of Mars. Now, Leo, you've got all this happening in your 6th house, in your 4th house Scorpio, in your 5th house Sag, and you have, of course, Neptune just went direct in your 8th house. So this is going to bring some old stuck money back maybe into your life, or maybe some news about some ancestral stuff, inheritance, secret debts you owe could have come up. Now things could be clearer in that segment with Neptune going direct in your 8th house of Pisces. And of course Chiron in your 9th house could be instigating you to travel, right? Could be instigating you to travel. And now Jupiter changing signs from your 5th to 6th. Yeah, expect the blessing. 6th house has the eclipse, so again, take care of your health. So Leo, this card is speaking out. King of Cups. Somebody very compassionate comes into your life. Somebody who brings you support, emotional support. Okay, not just money or not just investment. This could also mean investment in the celluloid area, cinema. So if you're a filmmaker looking to get funding, you can get funding from a Scorpio, Pisces or Cancerian, male or female. I mean, I never say kings are just male or female. They're an archetype of power, prestige. Okay. King of Cups, Leo, solid. It could also mean you bring in some compassion into your life if you are missing that. Oracle, you need to have strength. Think of the mountains, how strong they stand, because your emotions can be deeply disturbed. 6th house is an iffy house. So much going on in your 6th house, iffy. So, find that strength. Think of the strength card, Leo. It's your card. This is also strength, actually. The strength card. Okay. Card number 13. In the Tarot deck. So time to retreat if you're not getting what you want out of your love life. Retreat with your companion into a more private place where you can just be with each other. Or you could, on the flip side, meet someone from a retreat. Virgo. What can we expect from you, Virgo? Sagittarius is your 4th house. Scorpio is your 3rd house of communication, where you have Mars and Mercury. You're communicating, you're writing that blog, you're making those videos, you're putting out that presentation. Virgo, you are doing it all and you have a lot of energy. Because, Mars is in Scorpio sextiling your sign, which is the harmonious element, Earth. So this is cool, but the Jupiter in Sag was squaring your Virgo planets. Okay, if you have Virgo ascendant, Virgo Venus, Virgo Sun, and now Jupiter moves into your 5th house, which is good. It's not no more squaring you, so it's going to be more, it's trining you now. So you are Earth and Capricorn is Earth. So you're exchanging, be fluid. This new moon in Capricorn, if you've put out the work in your 5th house, creativity related stuff, you can make a hobby a business now and really start making money from it. Don't forget that. Okay, and Cancer is your 11th house, which is where the North Node is right now. So online business is amazing. And we are going to, after the Cappy, we are going to have the full moon in Cancer. Don't know the dates as yet. So that's another stage of awakening for you, Virgo. And what other planets do we have? We've got Jupiter, who is there in your 4th house, moving to your 5th. So, and forming a stellium in Capricorn, where we have the South Node, we have uh, Saturn, Pluto, you know, and we've got now Venus and Ceres and Jupiter. So it's quite a party at Capricorn, okay? And all this in your 5th house tells me that it's the time you can make your creative ideas a success, Virgo, okay? A huge success. So let's see what the tarot has in store for you. A new creative idea or a new way of looking at a creative idea. For some of you, this is your child. He's fire sign and he may be acting a bit going out of hand, because don't forget Virgo. After all, Sag is your 4th house, is fire, and it's your 4th house of family and kids, and 5th house is also of children. So you've got children activation for Virgos. Believe me, I have a baby, I know what that is. Okay, 6th house also has of pets, by the way. So Virgo could be a child. It could be any text also about something creative that you were expecting, and it just suddenly comes through. Wands deal with fire signs, so Chiron and Aries. Virgo, Aries is obviously your 8th house, so some stuff over there, hopefully you're finding healing and finding acceptance, you know, of how we can move on. Virgo, make peace with people who hated us or who we've hated. The oracles. Best with Page of Wands. For those of you that's, if it's your child and he or she is getting out of hand, a good way would be vulnerability. Again, Virgo, this is not something you'd understand. Vulnerability. Imagine being in that meadow, open. Everybody can see you. Birds of prey can peck you. But sometimes we need to be vulnerable to enjoy this sunny day out in the meadow. Be open. Be not afraid. Okay, now let's see what we have in the romance department, Virgo. Engagement for some of you. Of course, your 5th house. So much going on with the stellium in your 5th house of romance. Yeah, definitely engagement for some of you. All right. Now Libra, what can I say? 11th house, full moon in Gemini coming up. You're going to be noticed. You're going to be talking about things, and you're finally out and about. Okay, you've got, of course, Chiron in your 7th house of Aries, which is, you know, draining your, wounding you with relationships. And you don't like to do the dirty talk or avoid the less harmonious talk, so to speak. Not the dirty talk in bed, but that, did you do that? I'm not happy with you. Or if you don't do that, I won't be happy. If you don't fix this, I'm going to get mad. Whatever, it's going to be crazy. Scorpio, you've got Mercury and Mars in your 2nd house, Libra, bringing you financial opportunities. Okay, now Sagittarius is your 3rd house of course, communication, and Jupiter leaves Sagittarius and moves into your 4th house of family. Good time to get pregnant when Jupiter's in your 4th house. Don't forget, we have a stellium in the 4th house. So the way you look at family, the way who you understand to be family is changing forever. And it may be a good thing. It's not, things could be falling apart and you're probably very sad, but it could be a blessing in disguise, whatever is happening. But foundation and family is changing big time. And Venus is going into Capricorn, okay, which is your 3rd house, again, of siblings. So peace with siblings can be got. Which is, Venus, which is your 4th house of family foundations. So yeah, peace could be had right now. And Venus was in your 3rd house of Sagittarius and met up with the galactic center. And it was amazing, wasn't it? That galactic center and Jupiter conjunction with Venus that just happened. It was pretty intense, actually. So, okay, Libra, let's see what we have for you here. And so much going on in your third house, fourth house. It's different to see. Wow, we have the King of Cups. So, I think Leo got King of Cups. This is about a friendly support from maybe a boss or somebody in a position of power. Somebody who's in control. Cups are emotions. Deal with Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So this could be someone who's that sign, and could be a love interest. I don't know why Spirit wants me to say for some of you Librans, yes, it's going to be a love interest. Some of you, it's about finding peace with your father. Okay? Grounding, very important energy for you. Grounding, okay? Your soul ruler is Uranus, by the way, who's in Taurus right now. Ruled by Venus, who's also your ruler. So you need to ground, Libra, right now. Really ground into your own being with the trees. They never let you down. This is my most favorite card, calling in your soulmate. Yes, Libra. It's that precious. Scorpio. Wow, what can I say? You've got Mars in rulership in your sign. So you're being absolutely energized. You're being given a very vibrant push. And you've got Mercury there too. Now Venus was in your second house. It's just moved into your third house. Capricorn with Ceres, the asteroid of nourishment. And you've got a stellium actually going on, Scorpio, for you in your third house of communication, siblings, local travel, all things mercurial. Okay, and you had an expansion with Jupiter of your finances, and now it's time to communicate all of that with Jupiter moving into your third house of communication. There's a stellium there, and I'm just mentioned all the luminaries that are residing there. Time of change with Jupiter now touching Saturn, Pluto. It's going to be quite intense. It's going to be a new era actually. Okay, so let's see what Jupiter will be changing signs tomorrow. Powerful, right? So, okay. Scorpio. And of course, you've got the new moon happening shortly in the sign of Gemini, Scorpio. And this is going to be quite intense. Things are not what they seem with your neighborhood, especially, okay? And Taurus, also your 7th house is Uranus in it, and yeah, Venus is moved into another earth sign, and Uranus is in your 7th house, so things are really changing in the relationship department too. And let's see what the cards have to say. Scorpio. So much of third house activation. Definitely be moving around, maybe in your neighborhood, or money. Okay, a gift, an inheritance, tons of abundance coming your way. Some of you, this could be a relationship with an earth sign person. Pentacles. Taurus, as I was saying, is your 7th house where you have Uranus. You could meet someone online. And as I was saying, lunation is in your 8th house also. Stuff that is hidden will come out, and maybe you'll make money. King of Pentacles always occurs when there is the scope to really get a good amount of money, to settle yourself in some way. This is like the Tower card. So there's a wake-up call that you need to answer, Scorpio. With Mars in your sign, I think it'll come to you. But if you don't make the necessary changes, and your ruler Pluto is in your 3rd house, changing the way you communicate, changing the way you communicate. Now Jupiter is exacerbating all this energy. Let's see what happens with this month, this December brings for us. Okay, now Sagittarius. Whoa, Jupiter just changed signs and moved into your second house of income, good scene, and some blessings. Definitely the way you look may have changed, the way you interact, the way you feel. Externally you may have changed. Now it's the time to expand your resources. And with all this happening in your second house, Sagittarius, Capricorn, we have Venus, Ceres, the asteroid of nourishment. We have the mother of Persephone, Demeter, the earth goddess, basically, Dharitri, Gaia. Alright, and so you have all this abundance. The stellium in your second house is about attracting abundance like never before. So your income will change forever, definitely till 2020. Expect a big change. Okay, and with you, you have a new full moon in your polarity. You just had the new moon on the 26th in your sign. So in Gemini, you're going to have the full moon in your 7th house. So some stuff about your relationships, it's going to come to light. The way you feel, if you've been treating someone right and if someone's been treating you right. All of those answers will come to you. And change, tons of change, tons of movement. North Node is in your 8th house, so don't know what that is bringing for you, but pushing you towards a new karmic cycle for sure, Sag. Alright? God of Scorpio. Something must die for something to be reborn again. I think Mars in your 12th house, Sag, is bringing this Mars in a rulership in Scorpio. This is death god. Whatever needs to die, and you need to move on from it. Okay, otherwise you will be a slave. Let's see what the oracle says for you, Sagittarius. This fell, purification. So whatever you need to release is going to be a very deeply purifying process. Work with a facilitator if you can. Now, Sag, what do we have for you in the relationship department? Passion. Yes, intense passions. Intense passions, okay? Oopsie. Alright. Hey, stop. You just... Alright. Okay, intense passions. Look at that. Sag. Okay? You stop. My kitty is deciding to be naughty. Okay, Capricorn, what can I say? All this stellium, all these planets, and this stellium, this stellium in your house, on your ascendant of Sun or Moon. Diabolical, and Jupiter always expands. So, very good time to change the way you look. Very good time to, expand your ideas. And work with confinement, because Jupiter, Saturn, expansion, constriction, right? You have the South Node in your sign, which is purging everything that is not required from the Capricornian energy for the collective. So which is quite a deep purge by itself, and Jupiter was all this while in your 12th house. Moving into your 1st house will definitely bring you gifts to do with the 12th house issues, spiritual gifts maybe. Something deep, something profound, something very, very intense. And Neptune going direct in your 3rd house of communication, Capricorn, will be good. Means you will be able to make all that conversation that you needed. And Chiron in your 4th house, yes, changing things forever in your family and foundation. So yeah, you probably feel like this, Capricorn, tied up, not gagged, blindfolded, placed inside all this swords, placement of swords, and you're all tied up, but you can walk out, but you don't have the eyesight, you can't see ahead. This could be some of your anxiety, Capricorn, that you're facing could be stemming from deep within, okay, deep within, and time to clear that, time to find that cleansing. So 8 of Swords is an iffy card. Means you feel like, absolutely. Vision quest. This card is beautiful. It tells me this vision quest is about taking some time out in nature and really connecting with your vision and really manifesting that. So anytime this card pops up for inner reading, I always say go away, take some time out if you can, and go on that vision quest. Meditate in the woods, go hiking, go climbing, go singing, go dancing. Step out of your comfort zone and try to go away in nature. Dance, it's very powerful. Now Capricorn, in the romance department, trust is a big issue for you. Trust. Cancer is your 7th house marriage, so you like someone trustworthy for sure. You won't let someone into your circuit easily. Okay, now Aquarius. Aquarius. It's precious what's happening, change and movement. For you, Aquarius, Capricorn's your 12th house. So the stellium in Capricorn is activating your ancestors, your dreams, your spiritual aspirations, faraway realms, and so much more. Maybe even difficult things like alcohol abuse, incarceration. Such a heavy, powerful concentration of energy in the 12th house. Diabolical. Now, of course, your 11th house is Sag, and that's where Jupiter, the ruler of Sag, just left and went in to your 12th. So you're going to get something good out of your 11th house communication and the way in your larger communities. Something helpful will come to you from that, Aquarius, okay? And of course, Gemini is your 5th house of love, romance, full moon there. Could show light on those affairs. What you're missing, what if somebody new could come, okay? Or someone you already met, and then your relationship takes the next step. Pluto in your 12th house, Aquarius. Wow, it's diabolical. And you've got the moon, the god of Cancerian. So wow. It's your 6th house, Cancer. It's hidden enemies. So this is instinct and social constructs. Something hidden in your 6th house, hidden enemies. Okay, something that you need to tune into your intuition to figure out. It could also, for some of your Aquarians, be connected to a menstrual cycle. Okay, or womb healing. Maybe with this moon in Gemini, which is in your 5th house, you could find some kind of womb healing. 5th house is a very precious house. So yeah, you had the moon, such a powerful major arcana. So nothing is really in your hands as to whatever your query is. You've got to flow, you've got to flow, you've got to flow. Time of reflection. Something Aquarius needs to do. You have focus, you have everything, but you got to reflect as to what's happening and where you're headed. Release your ex. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Self-explanatory. I hope I said that correctly. Now Pisces. Neptune direct in your sign. Of course, Aquarius, you had Neptune go direct in your 12th house. So, yeah. Neptune direct in your sign, Pisces, is pretty deep. something that was hidden will be revealed. And I think I just said for Aquarius that Neptune goes directly in your 12th house. No, it doesn't. Sorry, in your second house of income. So, but for you Pisces, I made that mistake and I just realized it. Okay, for you Pisces, this is about, and so much is going on with you if you ask me, in your 10th and 11th house, Pisces. For you, Scorpio is your 11th house, which is where Mars is. So it's activating a whole bunch of new people for you online. Okay, and Chiron in your second house of Aries is restructuring your finances and the wounding you have. Uranus in your third house of communication is probably giving you a new voice. Okay, and giving you a new way to look at things. And then you have Gemini, the full moon in Gemini, which is happening in your 4th house. Cancer, where the North Node is your 5th house, and of course we've got Leo, which is your 6th house. Not much action is taking place there, but let's move on to reading. A new idea, okay, or clarity, something that you've been thinking about and you were just stumped. Universe just brings a sword and cuts away at the ignorance. It's Lavajra energy. Om Aham Vajra Guru Pema Siddhiham. Om Aham Vajra Guru Pema Siddhiham. Maybe change your perspective so you will be able to better understand what the cosmos is telling you. In the romance department, Pisces, we have release your ex. Pretty clear, pretty solid. Okay, I'm gonna get going now. Thank you for being with me on my channel. It's really nice to do these monthlies and weeklies, but this was a bit long drawn out. If possible, put the timestamps down, and I'm gonna end by showing you my kitchen. Her name is Geeta, like Gita, the Bhagavad Gita. So we are gonna sing a little song. Okay. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Purvardhwami Bhavandanar Mrityor Mokshayamamritatva. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Please subscribe, like, comment, share, and let me know what you think. That was a Mahamrityunjaya japa, by the way. The japa to Mrityunjaya, or the form of Shiva that has conquered the fear of death. Thank you.